Hello guys! Welcome back to the Renegade Dyspraxic YouTube channel. This is Alex, and in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you some rather exciting news, and that is that I've actually, for those of you who aren't aware, about to self-publish a book. It's going to be an ebook on the subject of dyspraxia, and the actual title of the book is Dyspraxia, How to Thrive as an Adult. This is a title, I will admit, wasn't of my own choosing. Well, it wasn't the way in that what I decided to do was I created a poll on one of the Facebook groups asking fellow dyspraxic individuals out there exactly, which title they'd prefer. And I gave a list of about 4 or 5 different titles I had in mind for the book. And yeah, the title, as I was saying, Dyspraxia, How to Thrive as an Adult, was voted by most as the most popular one. So if you're watching this and you are one of the people who voted, I would like to thank you very much for doing so, because that really did actually help me. Because before I'd set the poll, I was really rattling my mind out, wondering what exactly should I call it, what would be the best name for it. But so that's helped me a lot, and I'd like to thank you for going through and at least taking the time to actually go for it, look at the titles, and just select a name, or pick a title out. That's really appreciated. So yeah, as I said anyway, I've been writing this Kindle book, or this Kindle, and also going to be an ebook. And the book itself is going to be going onto, as I was saying, Amazon Kindle, and also be on the website Gumroad. I'll be adding links to these books in the description section below. So if you've got an Amazon device, you can hopefully download it and read it straight from your Amazon, I believe it's Amazon Fires they call it, or Amazon Paperwhite or something. Anyway, you can read it from one of them, or if you can't stand reading stuff off Amazon for some reason, you can also read it in PDF format via purchasing it from the site Gumroad. Both sites are, legitimate and good for downloading ebooks. So why did I write this ebook anyway? Well, there are a couple of reasons why. The first being is that I was diagnosed, as you probably might be aware, with dyspraxia back when I was about 4, which is, oh my gosh, that's about 31 years ago now. And anyway, as such, life has certainly been interesting, I say the least. And having read up and learnt about dyspraxia, because obviously when one has it, you'll be reading about it. And also from personal experience of having it, I'd like to share my knowledge with other individuals out there with dyspraxia, or even those who don't have dyspraxia but perhaps have a loved one or a friend with this condition. So I've decided to put this into a book format, and hopefully when you read it, there'll be some content of there within it which will help you. I should also add that it is, whilst there are other books out there, I also found on the subject of dyspraxia, quite a few of them unfortunately tend to be written more for children, and there's not much of a focus on adults with dyspraxia. Having said that, there are definitely a few other books out there on the subject of dyspraxia, but one of my other issues, I will say, which forced me to write a book on the subject, is I haven't really mentioned it too much as yet, but there's much talk on the idea talk in the groups and all that, and the forums, saying how dyspraxia isn't really a disability, but is more part of what they call a Neurodiversity Model, which sees things as simply different versions of normal. This, I'm not too sure if you're aware of this, I'll be doing a video soon about it, is a model which was created, well, I think it was Judy Singer who created the model originally back in the mid-90s. It makes a few statements which I'm dead against, and I know many other individuals out there I've spoken to who have dyspraxia and other disabilities also don't like the idea of this model. It simply says, to cut long story short, that conditions like dyspraxia, dyslexia, dyscalculia, they're not really disabilities, but they're just different versions of normality, and in the process, or what it really means is that society needs to really open up its definition of what is defined as normal. Obviously, my main issue with this is, whilst in some areas I suppose that could make sense, when you've got people who have very severe autism, and in some cases, some of the advocates now are even saying how people with schizophrenia aren't really ill, it's just a different version of normal. I'm sure you can begin to see the, well, how can I put it, the idiocracy behind that belief system. So anyway, I'll mention this more in the upcoming video, but it's due to this model, which has also inspired me to write this book, where I'll be mentioning in a brief bonus chapter why I have issues with the neurodiversity model. Also, I'd just like to add below that, or add as well, that if there are any of you who have read the book, I would appreciate it if you could leave a genuine comment afterwards on one of these sites. Just let me know what you think, and if you have any feedback at all for me, that'd be most appreciated. And of course, at the end of this video, if you have any questions or comments about Dyspraxia, just feel free to leave them in the comment section below, and please do subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and don't forget to get this video the thumbs up. And of course, as I was saying, I'll leave the links to where you can get the book in the description section below. And yeah, look forward to speaking to you in the next video, and thanks for listening.